Let's beat this winter blues together. Hi there, so before we actually get into this video, I would like to remind you that subscription is free, so make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and let's get this conversation going. Hello, my name is Ruth, and in today's video I'll be discussing about winter blues, which is also known as seasonal affective disorder. So it has been said that in the UK over 2 million people suffer from seasonal affective disorder during the winter months, and it's also been said that over Northern Europe over 12 million people go through seasonal affective disorder during the winter months. And a very key thing to mention is that SAD, which is known as seasonal affective disorder, is not, only for a certain age range, so it can affect any age. And this means that seasonal affective disorder or winter blues can also affect children. So what is seasonal affective disorder? It is when someone gets depression over the winter months, and this usually can be during the months of September, November and October, and it sometimes can last until the months of March and also the months of April. So those who experience seasonal affective disorder, when the lighter months tend to come, they feel a lot better. So researchers suggest that winter blues may occur due to the amount of light that gets to the brain, and this can affect chemicals such as serotonin or melatonin. So what are the symptoms of winter blues or SAD? So the symptoms of SAD are very similar to the symptoms of depression, but these symptoms tend to occur over the winter months. So a symptom could be a persistent low mood. A symptom could be feelings of guilt, despair and worthlessness. A symptom could be, low self-esteem. A symptom could be feeling lethargic or even sleepy during the day. A symptom could be sleeping more than normal and also finding it hard to get out of bed. Another symptom is, feeling unsociable and losing that desire of the passions that you once had. So what are some things that may help you beat this winter blues? So I'm going to share with you some 10 tips of how you can get through winter blues. So tip number 1 is to keep active, and this is a passion of mine. Research shows that daily walking for even 1 hour can be helpful as a light treatment in coping with winter blues. Tip number 2 is to go outside. So research has also showed that if you go outside in normal daylight, usually around 12 p.m, this can be very effective in beating that winter blues, because it's light that we need in our systems, because during the winter time we don't have as much light as usual. Tip number 3 is to brighten your home. So seasonal affective disorder, there is a link between the light that can come into the brain. So brighten your home. So try to have bright white walls, because when the light is coming in, it will be able to bounce off the walls and the room that you're in will feel more bright. Another way to keep your house more bright is to choose pale colors. And also I would say make sure you try and sit next to the window whenever you can, so the light can come in to your system. Another tip is to keep warm. Sometimes we're feeling cold and our mood just drags because of the cold we're feeling. So I would advise make sure you keep yourself warm. So this could be through food, or this could be through drinking hot drinks, or just wearing warm, comfy clothes that will keep you warm while you're at home. I would also say in terms of heating, make sure you're in a warm environment. And I know sometimes this one can be quite difficult because the more heating we have, the more bills, but try to just keep yourself warm, if that means wearing more layers to keep yourself warm while you're at home and also when you're going out. So tip number 5 is to get a light box, and I find this one really interesting because I know someone personally who got a light box, and they were saying wow, they could really see the difference during the winter months. As you get a light box, you spend about 30 to 45 minutes in front of your light box, and this can surely help during the winter months. Another key tip is tip number 6 is to eat healthy, because there's that perfect saying, you are what you eat. I know during this time when it's cold, it may be very easy for us to get that unhealthy food, but our body responds to what we eat. So it's so important for us to make sure we're having our leafy greens, our fruits and vegetables, drinking enough water so that we're healthy during this winter period. So tip number 7 is to take a new hobby. And this one is very interesting because there's this very saying that says an idle mind is a devil's workshop. So it's so important for us during this time to really keep our minds active. And I just want to read a small quote that someone wrote in regards to keeping our minds active, and it says, it can be anything such as playing bridge, singing, knitting, joining a gym, keeping a journal, or writing a blog. The important thing is that you have something to look forward to and to concentrate on. So it's so important for us to keep our minds active. Tip number 8 is to see family and friends. I know this one might be a tricky one because we are in a current lockdown, but make sure you go and see family and friends, whether it's virtually, whether it's on the phone. Make sure you're in contact with those around you, because it's been shown that socializing is good for our mental health and it helps us ward off the winter blues. So make sure you make an effort to stay in touch with those who you care about. Tip number 8 is to talk it through. So there's some therapies which are called talking therapies, and this could be CBT or this could be counseling. So talk it through, because it's been said that talking things through, it can help you cope with your symptoms. So tip number 9 is to join a support group. It's a blessing to know that as we go through things, we are never alone in our experiences. Support groups are so essential because as you share your experience with others who know what it's like to have winter blues, it can be very therapeutic and it can actually make your symptoms bearable. You know, there's this saying that is all part of the human experience, and when we find out that someone understands us and they've been through it and we can talk openly, it just gives us this inward, peace sometimes, knowing that we're not alone in a difficult situation. So tip number 10 is to seek help. Make sure you seek help, because when it comes to winter blues, people have it at different stages. Some people may have mild winter blues, but if your symptoms are bad and it comes to a time where you feel like you cannot live a normal life anymore, it's very important to seek medical help from your GP, and they'll be able to refer you to the relevant service. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. Please leave a comment below if you have any more tips that you'd add to this list. And if you've made it this far, make sure you like, comment and subscribe. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video. See you later, and let's beat this winter blues together.